Fanime was great. There was several characters that I had a really good time with. I think that what's funny is usually in the past, especially in the last several years, Chris and I had basically focused all of our attention on the Saturday stream. We ended up staying an extra day and doing a Sunday stream at Fanime as well, which is great because I think that the Sunday stream, in my opinion, actually ended up being more fruitful than the Saturday stream. I felt like I was more into it. I was more energetic, and that's probably because I actually got my
a little bit more sleep.
Well, I got a little bit more sleep, and I had my 3 cups of coffee, and I was ready to go. And it also helped that our very first interview of that day was the cosplayer that was doing Barrett.
Oh man,
and that guy just like
hilarious.
He just was Barrett. He just like popped out of that game, and that guy was so perfect. So expect a whole video on just that guy. But man, what an amazing personality. I mean, and we kept running into him a few times during the day, and it made all the difference. And imagine if we had gone home,
we would have totally missed that.
Would have missed it.
Yeah.
So shame on us for not spending our entire waking lives seeking entertainment. I guess that's the moral of the story, I suppose. I also want to thank every cosplayer that agreed to be on the live stream. Sometimes it was very quickly, like Chris would turn around and I'd be like, "Hey, is it okay if you want to be on this live stream?" They're like, "Oh yeah, I guess so." Hey, we're here with Link or whatever the cosplayer was.
You know what? Everybody was super cool. Like it was at least everybody in a cosplay was super cool. But
pretty super cool people.
Yeah.
There was a few times where I felt like it was like I have to catch those people now or never, where I did end up catching them off guard, like, hey, so if you're watching this and you were irked, well, if you were irked, you're probably not watching our live stream now, but hey, I'm apologizing anyway, because that's what we got to do.
But
so
overall, though, I really felt that this year, 2024, Fanime was a very like special, fun year because it was the first year in years where you and I were both in the Mario and Luigi cosplay, so that was really cool. It was the first year in years where Rich and I decided to get badges, and instead of just shadowing the con, we actually went inside. We stayed at a hotel that was a little bit closer, so we were actually like not like super far away and having to Uber over.
Right.
Overall, there were a lot of things that fell into place that made it fun. And one of the things that was kind of special for me is because we've been the Mario Bros for so long, I forget that Rich put a lot of time and care and attention into making those Mario and Luigi costumes look special. Because there were other people in Mario and Luigi costumes, but it was like the cheap store-bought ones that look very cartoony, whereas ours actually are like the craft artisan. Really like
we
they're
always,
more realistic.
We get those compliments like, "Oh, you guys do it the best," and everything. And those are people that have like never seen the show or anything.
Exactly, and that's what kind of surprised me because just even like when we were back at our hotel, I'd be like walking down to the lobby to get like a snack or something, and people would like run over and be like, "Dude, that's the best Luigi costume I've ever seen. Can I please get a picture with you?" And it was like really cool because, like I said, we kind of take these for granted because we've been doing these costumes for years. But I was like, oh, that's right. We actually did put a lot of time and attention into these costumes. It made it special. People actually went out of the way and wanted to take pictures with us. And that was really cool. So
I think it's funny that people don't
nice.
recognize this as much. I mean, this is predictable, but people don't recognize this as much out of costume, of course. Again, our first time dressing up as these characters at a convention like this in a long time. And people, there was at least a few people who were like, hey, Stupid Mario Brothers, that might not necessarily have picked us out of the crowd if we were in our normal,
just our civilian clothes.
Fallout shirt and sweater, So, and it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed the walkarounds, and we did meet a new fan. And when I say new, I mean brand spanking new.
That was actually one of the highlights for us because I'll cue it up and then I'll let you finish it.
Sure.
So usually when somebody says, "Hey, can I get a picture with you guys?" either A, they recognize us from Stupid Mario Bros, so they've been a fan for years, or B, they've never seen us before. They just want a picture in the cool cosplay stuff. Well, we had option C, and I'll let you explain this one.
Right, so we're walking around the corner beneath the Hilton or whatever, and this girl from the corner is like, hey, Rich Alvarez. And, I'm like, oh, hey, a fan.
It's a fan of Stupid Mario Bros.
I assume it's a fan because they're like, hey, Rich Alvarez. And we're like, hey, you guys are a fan of the show? They're like, well, we and this was on Sunday. They're like, well, we were watching your video yesterday while we were getting ready for Fanime, And so that really helped us as we were getting ready, getting in the mood and seeing what was already out there. And it really helped us prepare for Fanime. And I was like, so you'd never seen anything on the channel before that? And she said, no. So she became a fan of the channel.
For one day.
She had been a fan of the channel for one day.
Yeah, and she said, I really hope I run into the famous Mario and Luigi that live stream Fanime. And she did, which was really cool.
Well, Scott Otter says, I could pick you guys out of any crowd.
And don't forget, he put the heart in there.
And heart. Thank you, Scott
Thanks,
Otter.
Scott. He had to put the love in there because it was a good pick out, not a
So I
bad
have this
pick out.
theory that Scott's like just his computer's always set to the Rich Alvarez channel, and that's why it's like, oh, they're live, you know. No.
Love you too, Scott.